Today's the 27th. I'm out here with Pat and the Muzzy. And this is going to be potentially one of the quickest hunts of the season. Or it might be a hunt that doesn't even produce. So this year I was lucky enough to draw a second deer tag, which is essentially a doe tag here in Washington. And I drew it by one of my local units, so we're hardly any distance from home. I got drawn for a muzzleloader tag, so we're going to be potentially shooting a white-tailed doe or a mule deer doe with this muzzleloader here. And so it's like 3:30 p.m. right now. It is hot. Nate and I just got back from the high country where it was like 20s to 45 degrees in the midday, and we are 90 today. So I'm not used to this, but we just arrived to this little piece of public that we want to hunt. So since we're here, I'm gonna load my Muzzy. That way if we see something, we can shoot it. But the goal is, this is more of just a meat hunt, potentially. So if we get lucky tonight, then we'll shoot a doe. If not, then I have all of tomorrow to come back out and do a solo day trip if I need it to.
Yeah, that's a good bear. I mean, that's 4.5 inches long, wide.
We're hiking up this super powdery road and came across some fresh deer sign or deer tracks and got over here. Fresh bear prints going the way we're going. So there's a bear in here. We know there's deer in here, so this hunt might have more things in store than I originally planned for. We got into this little clear cut that we wanted to get to. My original plan was to go to the top of the mountain, but it is like annoyingly hot. It's September 27th and we're still 90 degrees. So what we decided to do is we just found this little shade in the tree.
Yeah.
And we just have like pockets throughout, like all these little different finger ridges in front of us, and we're just gonna sit here, and when it's time for a deer to start moving, we just hope that something slips by us. Yeah, there's a whole nother, like if we hop over that little ridge right here, it's all open over there, so on the map. Got a little late start this morning. Better late than never, I guess. So I'm on a solo hunt today. Pat couldn't make it today with me, so going in, and this is my first and last full day to hunt for my doe. So we're just gonna hike into this little clear cut on Onyx that I saw, and probably just hunt here all day. If we get lucky, then we'll shoot something. If not, then give it a try. It's been a pretty uneventful day today. It is just hot. I've been just sweating today. And I saw a moose earlier, and I was sitting under these pines over here, just in the shade, hiding from the sun. And I decided to walk over here to peek into this little valley. And I got over here, and across the valley, I spotted 2 white-tailed deer just kind of trotting up this little clearing, 550 yards. But I don't think they saw me. I don't think they heard me or smelled me. I think I just caught them naturally just trotting up this little clearing. And so that gives me hope that there's actually deer here. So these are the first 2 deer I've seen today, so there might be more. I like this little valley because there's actually water in here, and it's very cool in this valley right here versus all the dry valleys that I've walked past earlier. So maybe this water is where they're hanging out.
last saw the does right around here. They might have been further up this way, going that way. So I think they might be headed off to go bed. I think they came into this drainage to just get water. I'm sure you guys can hear in the background. There's water running right under me right here. There's a funnel. And I guess it's like a Y intersection. I just walked past one creek over here. And then I got over here. There's another creek over here. And I think they funnel down into one main creek. And so these two does, I don't know where they are. I might just continue to still hunt for them. But later on, if I don't see anything, I could just come back and just sit and watch this opening, see if I see deer crossing from bedding to feeding or from bedding to water. But I'm going to drop a pin on Onyx really quick fast and then we'll keep going.
It went from nothing but sunshine to overcast now, which is nice because it's not as warm out, and I would like to think that the deer will eventually get up earlier in the day with this weather than compared to like just straight sunshine. But I've never hunted this area before, so I figured instead of just sitting around and not learning the area, I was just gonna hike all around and learn the area. So I came from the backside of this mountain and just kind of looped around, and now I'm gonna start heading my way back. But right here, there's this tree or this bush, whatever you want to call this, and right now, late September, this is when this berry bush or berry tree is ripe, and these right here are called elderberries, and it's one of the main food sources for black bears up here, because in August, like August is typically when the huckleberries are ripe, but as you get more and more into September, huckleberries, they start to dwindle out. But then as the huckleberries dwindle out, the elderberries come in fresh and ripe. So black bears here, they go from like huckleberries in August to like early September, and then as the huckleberries die off, they start focusing on elderberries here. Last year when I shot my bear, that bear, she was eating elderberries. In fact, she was like climbing up in the tree when I shot her. So right under the road right here, there's a pretty nice patch of elderberries, and then just down over towards my right over here too, there's more elderberries. So that's just another food source that you can write on your list when you're targeting black bears, especially during late September. There is a color-phased bear feeding in an elderberry brush like 100 yards down the ridge from me. I just told you guys that bears will start eating these elderberries. Not even 162 yards.
red, but I guess he's mainly black. But he does have like just the smallest tint of like color face to him. Like a super, super dark chocolate bear. I had him at 60 when he was feeding on the elderberry brush. He kind of walked down to like 109 yards, just feeding away. That's pretty cool. Could have shot my first ever bear with a muzzleloader right there. It was just really cool to see a bear. I did not expect to see a bear, but you find the food source and you will find the bears. I told you guys, late September, huckleberries are gone. You find the elderberries and you will find bears like that. That was cool, but I'm gonna go find myself a white-tailed doe now. We'll leave a pin here, and maybe if Steve or Pat wants him, they could come back here for him. So we're just gonna keep on going.
I'm not usually someone who's super squeamish about bugs and stuff, but I just came through a patch of ladybugs. Like, they were littered everywhere on those bushes and sticks and everything you could name. I'm happy those were ladybugs and not ticks, because they looked exactly like ticks. Whew. That gives me like the heebie-jeebies, if you will.
That's another elderberry tree. The elderberries are super ripe on this mountain, and I've come across countless elderberry trees, so I'm just dropping a bunch of pins on Onyx about every single little tree that I've come across. That way next time, whenever I do a late September bear hunt, I have spots that I can check out. This is just something I want to remind you. Even though you go on a hunt and you have a specific target in mind, in this case, I have a white-tailed doe in my mind. But just because I'm out here just observing and exploring new areas, I've come across these elderberry trees, different habitats, and just different areas and wallows and stuff like that I can use in the future if I ever come back in this area and I'm hunting a different species, right? So, for example, today I'm primarily targeting a white-tailed doe, but just by being out here today, I haven't seen much deer. But all these elderberry trees right here, I've dropped a pin on Onyx. This is how you learn and grow as a hunter. Don't just focus on what you're after. Keep an open mind. Observe everything around you.